Have you ever wondered to yourself if Siri is judging your life choices? I kind of think about this from time to time since I'm so deep into the Apple ecosystem. I often wonder if, one day I'm saying, hey, I'm not going to say her name because it's going to trigger everyone's phone, the speakers. He might say, how is the weather? I feel like one day she's going to respond with something like, because she has a bit of an attitude, she's going to say,
You should be asking yourself, how is your credit score with all the Apple stuff you'll be buying?
that just kind of hit my soul. Why you got to do that, Sonny? Yeah, so, Apple normally doesn't announce hardware at WWDC, but when they do, it's almost like a tech mic drop. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit more. Normally we don't do this, but I'm gonna give this to you right now. But there has been a lot of rumors for things like a HomePod with a display, something for it's called a HomeHub, sort of like I think it's called the Echo Show. It's like the display that Amazon sells. Of course, they're going to probably announce some cases at WWDC, or at most, you'll see a release of new cases at WWDC for the iPhone and iPads, those nice spring colors. But then there's also rumors of a new AirTags, and I think I think an M4 MacBook Pro. There's some rumors there. So we could potentially see that at WWDC, but it's not something that they all normally do at WWDC when it really releases to hardware. Yeah, so let's start off with AirTags 2. So there are rumors we will see an announcement of AirTags 2. If we do, I don't expect there's going to be a huge segment during the keynote, but it might be something really quick where they discuss AirTags 2. So that might be exciting. Not exactly sure what they're going to bring to the table with the AirTags 2. Hopefully better precision finding. It would be kind of cool if they kind of came in different form factors. But no one really knows exactly what the next AirTags are going to offer. My guess, particularly with Apple, better battery life. That would be kind of cool, so you don't have to replace the batteries all the time. Maybe different colors, a lot of different options in terms of colors. Apple loves colors. But only time will tell. I am excited to see what the next AirTags bring to the table. One feature that I am hoping for is, and this was a feature that was on a tracker that I used to use called Tile, where I could use the tracker to find my phone. So I'm notorious for losing my phone. My wife is worse. She's always losing her phone. So if you have the AirTag, that would be a nice option to have. Of course, with all that, you got to be conscious of, will this increase the price? So only time will tell, but we may get a shout out for AirTags 2 at WWDC 2025. All right, so next up is a smart display, similar to the Amazon Echo Show. I know they have a few models of the Amazon Echo Show, but this is actually supposed to be pretty small. It's like a 6-inch device that you can kind of, put it on your wall, just to kind of check your security cameras and things of that sort, turn things off and on when it relates to things in your home. I think this was delayed due to the issues with Siri and Apple Intelligence. So we were first hearing rumors that this was supposed to come out at the beginning of the year. Obviously that didn't happen. So Mark Gurman and Ming-Chi Kuo is looking at the end of the year for this. So it's a bit of a stretch that we'll see an announcement of this particular accessory at WWDC. The only way I think that we can see this announcement at WWDC is if they get the whole Siri thing situated. Otherwise, Apple still has a lot of work to do when it relates to Apple Intelligence, when it relates to devices that are compatible with this new service. So yeah, not really tech related, but definitely probably want to see some spring-inspired pastel cases for your iPhones and for your iPad. This normally happens every year. Normally not something that is brought up in the keynote, but definitely you'll see some additional cases on Apple's website, so that should be exciting. Pastel cases are normally not my cup of tea. I'm normally a kind of stealthy, kind of black, or just not having a case, or maybe like a bumper or something to that extent. But normally I am not the pastel kind of guy, which does make me wonder, is fine woven done? I know they did some wallets for fine woven, but I think fine woven may be done, and maybe we'll see a replacement for fine woven. That would be kind of cool. I will say I do kind of miss my leather case that I will always get every single year an iPhone will come out. And I was so sad when Apple was like, you know what? We care about the environment and we're not going to do leather anymore. But anyway, you know what? That's probably for the best, but I am excited to see what cases we get at WWDC this year. So yeah, we may not get any hardware announcements at WWDC, but I will say anytime there's new software release, it does give us some ideas what is coming down the pipeline. We get those clues. And the rumor mill is really crazy because they will dig through the software and find clues, and they will report back. So shout out to the rumor mill who brings us information before Apple wants us to. It's always like a treat when you get something that you don't think you're supposed to know. But with that said, June 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's when the keynotes will take place. And you can watch it on apple.com, on YouTube. I think there's a developer app that you can download to watch on your iPad. And then there's the app that you can download on Apple TV. So lots of ways to watch WWDC. I am excited to see what we get from the redesigned user interface for the iPhone, since that's a device that we're kind of always using. It's always front and center. With that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so if you're into Apple tech news and any other tech news that might come my direction that I find interesting. With that said, I appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. Later. Bye-bye.